Kimber was born at 27 weeks. She weighed 1 pound, 15 ounces, and was 13 and a half inches long. I knew that I was at a risk for preeclampsia, so we were really keeping an eye on my blood pressure. I was checking my blood pressure every day, and it got outside the parameters that my doctor had given me. So I gave her a call, and she told me to come into the emergency room and go up to the OB floor. And when I got there, my blood pressure was high. She told me that it was just gonna be a waiting game, but she wanted me to be prepared for the next morning when they did labs that we might have a baby that day. The doctor that was on call came in and said, it's not safe for you or the baby. And so that's when I asked her if we could wait on Noe to get there. And she said, it depends on how long it's gonna take him. And I told her about 30 minutes, and she said, tell him to hurry.
They get me into the hospital room, get me suited up to get ready to go, and didn't get to see it.
The first thing that I remember when I woke up in recovery was he told me that she was breathing on her own. And I think I just started crying. She had 3 blood transfusions while she was there. She had the typical desaturations and her heart rate would drop, and had problems with her blood sugar dipping down too low. So they adjusted her feedings for that. About 9 weeks old, she had a follow-up head ultrasound. And when I got there that day, Dr. Morris called me into the room and said that we needed to talk. And I was actually on the phone with Noe at the time, and he said, what's wrong? And I said, I don't know, but I don't think it's good. And she just turned around and she told me it's not.
We noticed an area on one of her ultrasounds that showed some deficit or a breakdown in the particular area of the brain in what's called the white matter of the brain. And whenever we see that, the condition is called PVL, periventricular leukomalacia. So those are big words. That means that area of the brain is not fully developed, and it's had like an insult to that area. So that puts our baby at risk for having some long-term complications, or sequelae is what we call it. Those complications could mean that she would be at high risk for cerebral palsy, or she would be at high risk for delaying of walking, or maybe not being able to use her arms the way and hands the way that you and I use our hands or we walk if we did not have PVL.
I was standing at her bedside, and Renee came over, stood beside me. She grabbed my hand and she said, Holly, when we become parents, we don't know if our child is going to be able to read, walk, or ride a bicycle. She said, do we? And I was sobbing, and I said, no, ma'am. And she said, then why are you treating this any different? And those words, they stuck with me until today. I carry those words, because after that she said, you're gonna let her go as far as she can on her own, and then you're gonna come back and meet her wherever she is and go with her the rest of the way. And I hope I do that every day. She is playing t-ball for the first year, so she's really enjoyed that. She took dance last year and had a ball with that, did a dance recital. She goes to school 5 days a week. She gets PT, OT, and speech still at school, but she loves being with her friends. She torments her brother and sister just like any little sibling does. And she likes hanging out with her family too.
We love her, even though she's headstrong. We're gonna be there for her.
As Kimber grows up, I just hope that she keeps proving everybody wrong. I hope she runs. I hope she plays sports with her friends. I just hope that she continues and keeps that headstrong personality that she has, and just carries that with her forever.